The NBA playoffs are finally here, and I'm so excited. This is the best time of the year.
I usually create long thought out content, but since it's playoff time, I gotta switch up my strategy.
So these playoff talk videos be more about my raw reaction to what I've seen and my prediction of what I think is going to happen in the series. If you didn't know, this is the bracket for the 2023 NBA playoffs, and they kicked off today, April 15th, with 4 games.
Although my Chicago Bulls were already sitting home, I will still be tuning into the playoffs faithfully because this year's playoffs are going to be fantastic.
In the very first game of the playoffs, the 76ers defeated the Nets 121-101. The Sixers drained a franchise record 21 three-pointer, and James Harden was the lethal, most important part of it all, draining 7 while dishing out 13 assists. Now, the Nets have a potentially elite defense with multiple lengthy, switchable players. The game plan was obviously to take away Embiid, double-teaming him anytime he got a touch in the post. Unfortunately for the Nets, in Game 1, Embiid was patient enough to find his teammates, and his teammates were knocking down shots. Now, I don't know if the Sixers can shoot like this all series, but I do know the Nets are not going to allow Embiid to beat them if I'm going based off Game 1. Harden is going to have a big series for them to avoid the huge upset, and I think he will. As far as the Nets, Mikal Bridges is him. 30 points in Game 1, lethal mid-range. That boy is nice. If the Nets are going to steal this series or even steal a game, Dinwiddie is going to have to score a lot more than 14 points. Anyways, Sixers in 5. In the second game of the day, the Boston Celtics defeated the Atlanta Hawks 112-99. This one was pretty much out of hand from start to finish, as the Atlanta Hawks just don't really match up well with the Boston Celtics. The Hawks like to run up and down and score a lot, and they pretty much have no one who can match up with Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. So, as you can see, they both cooked the Hawks for 25 plus points. Unfortunately, I really don't think there's much the Hawks can do. I mean, obviously, Trae Young has to score more. If the Hawks do steal a game, it's going to be because Trae Young drops like 50 or something crazy. But I don't see the Hawks doing much more than that. Celtics in 5. In the third game of the day, we got just a little teaser of what could be the best series of round 1. As the New York Knicks marched into Cleveland and stole Game 1, 101-97. Okay, full transparency. I had the Cleveland Cavaliers winning this series. I was expecting it to go 6 or 7 games, but I did have the Cavs coming out on top. After seeing Game 1, I have to switch to the Knicks. Donovan Mitchell was clearly the best player on the floor, nearly dropping 40 on the Knicks. But I was so disappointed in Donovan's supporting cast, particularly Garland and Mobley. If the Cavs are going to turn into the Jazz East and it's going to be Donovan Mitchell against the world, then the Knicks are going to win this series easily. Josh Hart was absolutely amazing tonight, coming off the bench with 17 points and 10 rebounds. Josh Hart's true impact on the game doesn't always show up on a stat sheet. His hustle, tenacity, and never die attitude just makes him such a winning player. The Knicks got an absolute steal when they added him. Speaking of players the Knicks stole, how about Josh Hart's college teammate, Jalen Brunson? Brunson was absolutely phenomenal down the stretch, scoring 21 second-half points and just taking over to close out that fourth quarter. I am truly impressed by how Jalen Brunson has absolutely transformed this Knicks team. I cannot wait to watch the rest of this series. I'm going Knicks in 7. The NBA truly saved its best for last, because in our last game of the day, we got to witness the Kings defeat the Warriors 126-123. I know half of y'all are still sleeping on the Kings, but this is truly the closest series of round 1 and could really go either way. What a game. An incredible way to kick off what should be an incredible series. De'Aaron Fox
is finally getting a chance to shine on the big stage, and he's not taking it lightly, dropping 38 points, 5 assists in his first ever playoff game. De'Aaron Fox was lights out, even draining 4 threes and carrying his team to the victory in a game where many of his teammates just did not show up. His only teammate who truly showed up happens to be his former college teammate, Malik Monk, who dropped 32. The scary part for the Warriors is that most of their team did show up and did what they were expected to do. But that still led to a loss. Honestly, I was in the minority and I picked the Kings to upset the Warriors here in the first round. Now, even with the Kings winning game 1, I don't feel confident in that pick anymore. The entire Warriors team seems like they flipped the switch. Meanwhile, the Kings all disappeared except for Monk and Fox. If the Kings are going to upset here, they're going to have to play that same brand of basketball they played all season long that got them that 3rd seed. I'm going to stick with my prediction and go Kings in 7. We've got 4 more NBA playoff games coming at you today. Real fast, I'm going to predict game 1s in this series for all of them. Grizzlies, Lakers. I'm going to go at the upset here and take the Lakers to win in 7. This is going to be a very tough series, and you know the Grizzlies are not going out easily, but I have this feeling that LeBron and AD are getting ready to go on their final run together. Bucks versus Heat. The Heat barely made it here, plus they just eliminated my Bulls, and they're going against the number 1 seed Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks in 5. Clippers versus Suns. My, oh my, what a perfect series. We finally get to see Durant versus Westbrook in the playoffs. The only thing that can make this better is a healthy Paul George and a healthy Clippers team. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to get that. So I'm going Suns in 6 and to win game 1. Nuggets versus Timberwolves. Interestingly enough, I think this series is low-key slept on. The combination of Cat and Gobert should keep Jokic working hard all series long. Also, Anthony Edwards right now is a better player than Jamal Murray. I think the Timberwolves are a sleeper upset pick here. But I'm going to roll with Jokic in Denver to win game 1 and eventually win the series in 6. Just don't be surprised the Timberwolves supply them with a scare or 2. Thanks for watching. Drop your comments and predictions below. And subscribe for more content like this.